Today on the Kokomo Press Podcast, we talked about our experience at Haynes-Apperson and fire safety for the 4th of July.
I talked about my experience at the Indie's Funniest Contest at Helium Comedy Club, and also some upcoming shows like Fairly New Comedy Contest in Cleveland, Ohio, and how I'll be the comedy headliner at Harvestfest.
Nice. And we talked about how Howard has closed down MedOne, or it's going to close down MedOne, and we want to know what that might do. We talk about all this and more on today's episode of the Kokomo Press Podcast.
Warning, this video contains adult content not suitable for children.
What's up? It's Kokomo Press Podcast. I'm Jordan Granger, and as always, I'm joined by my Courtney.
I'm Courtney.
Courtney. No, it's just like Courtney, Courthorst.
Oh, okay.
Courtney.
I thought you were calling me a whore.
No, that's terrible. And we have a special guest today.
Hey guys, I'm Sean Delrymple.
Woo! Sean's in the house. And it's nice to have you. I mean, honestly, we've had you on here a couple times, haven't we?
Yeah, it's my third time. I feel like you guys really love me, and
of course.
I appreciate it and love you too.
Yeah, there's nothing I'd like to do more than hang out with comedians all the time. I'd rather just do that. You know what I mean? I love having guests on the podcast that are like, have cool things. We had a magician on here. We've had like rappers. We've had a lot of really great people.
We have to get the magician back so then I can actually meet him.
Yeah, you need to meet him. Yeah, he said something about coming back on again. So
I know, I saw. I was pretty excited. Yeah.
She's like, I'm excited. No, you get Shawn and you love it.
Okay, I'm fine with it.
I love Shawn, man. I'm so happy that you came on. It's been a minute. We've got a whole new format going on here. We've got some exciting things, and we've been talking about you the last couple of weeks because Harvestfest 8 is coming up. We are going to be in at the Miami Open Air Auditorium, and we're going to be me. It's going to be Brian West, and it's going to be Mr. Sean Delrymple. He's going to be our headliner for the comedians. So come out, check us out August 13th. The gates open at 4 p.m. It's free, all ages, as long as you don't mind your kids hearing some things that you don't like to hear. There's no rules.
My kids are definitely going to be there.
Hell yeah.
And I'm hoping to do 20 to 30 minutes.
That'd be baller. I think you can. I think that's the plan.
I mean, I have 35 minutes, so.
Hell yeah. Yeah, well, I'm excited because it's gonna be a big show. It's gonna be my first full comedy set that I'm gonna do since like for a couple years, since like COVID and all that shit happened, and I kind of stopped doing comedy for a minute. It's because honestly I hate going up on stage, talking
so
to
don't
people.
boo him because he's new to this.
Yeah, I'm so new. I've never done this. I was going through material with Brian about everything, and we were like, I was telling him like, I've been writing all this new stuff, and he's like, oh cool. And I was telling him some new stuff, and then I was like, and I still have this old stuff, and I was telling him all the new stuff, and he was like, I got this old stuff, and he's like, yeah, I think you should just do the old stuff, man. I was like, all right, man, I guess he's just telling. I'm just kidding. No, he liked the stuff.
I just want to say that my kids will not be there.
Keep working out that new stuff, man.
I know, right? That's what I'm trying to work on. I have a couple of old bits that I think aren't fully fleshed out that I'd like to fuck around with. Plus, there's a lot of stuff. When we did that, remember when we did that class? We did a class together with Jerry Goebel, big comedian in Indy, really great guy, conspiracy guy. I love listening to him talk because he's like, if Louis Black and QAnon had a baby.
Oh yeah,
that's what he reminds me of.
He has a monthly showcase in Harrison, Ohio. I'm on every 3 months or so.
Hell yeah, I love that. I love that you. I mean, because we did that class with him. He was great, but I remember there was a bit that I was working on that like he was like kind of almost like in the nicest way. I don't mean anything mean because he's trying to help. He was kind of gutting it a little bit, and I just remember like Brian Blunt was like, "Yeah, I don't think you should change any of that." He was like sticking up for my bit. It was a hilarious thing because I was like, Mom, Dad, stop. It's like,
shout out to Brian Blunt.
Yeah,
one of the
Brian
greatest
Blunt.
guys.
He really is. He's such a good guy.
I hope they found his wife's phone. I saw him posting about that. They lost it at Vendor City. But if you know anything about Vendor City, they love to just yell at people on the internet. So they're going to enjoy this. Courtney is dying.
I'm sorry, guys.
She's always dying. Yeah, I've got two cough daddies in the house.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I heard you cough earlier.
Yeah, I coughed one time.
You
It's
have
contagious.
joined us.
Jordan just coughs to be popular.
Yeah, I just coughed to be a part of the group. I just want to be part of the group. Yeah, but anyway, we do have Harvestfest coming up. I want to bring that up. And obviously, I'm going to bring it up again. Check out my TikTok Reacts video. Courtney decided to fuck me up and throw me into the torture
You
chamber
are
and
very
watch
welcome.
I'm going to do another one soon. It's going to come out, but go ahead and check that out. And then, as always, check out Caitlin Meyer's Creative Spotlight for the page. She does a lot of great things, taxidermy, oddity art, stained glass, and more. So check that out if you're bored and you need something to watch, because there's a lot going on in Kokomo. I mean, we just had Haynes Apperson this weekend. Did you guys go?
No, I stay away.
Yeah. I know Courtney went.
But yeah, we saw you there.
I saw her down there.
I saw Brian there too.
Yeah, but you had like probably you were there forever. Like you did you leave and
we
come
left
back?
and came back.
Yeah. So you were there more than enough.
So we go there when it first opens because there's not that many people to ride the rides.
Yeah.
And then we came back for the fireworks later because I was like, I'm not doing this.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then when I saw you there, you had the kids riding rides, and you posted a photo of your son with his mullet. He's got a pretty sweet mullet.
He does have a really sweet mullet. It's a mullet mohawk.
Yeah, it's like a faux mullet hawk thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Anybody
right.
wants one? Brent did it at Fade.
Brand at Fade, baby. He's been cutting my hair. I mean, I need to get a new haircut going now.
You
but
need a mullet.
Yeah.
They're cool.
Well, mine's already mullet.
See, I'm not from
me
here.
see
I
your
don't know
mullet.
where to get my hair cut. I'm always like,
I'm always knocking this
I'll
down.
just go to Supercuts again or Great Clips or whatever it's called here, and half the time it's not very great. That's why I always wear hats.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, Brent's great at Fade.
Kim does my
Kim
hair at
does
Fade.
good job, but she does everything. But she kills them girls' hair, them colors and cuts and stuff. And then there's got a lot of good barbers, a lot of good beauticians, hairstylists at Fade. And then I mean, there's a couple other places in town too. Like you've got Barlow's, of course. Everybody knows about Barlow's. We had him on the podcast. He was great. And who else, Courtney? Who else could we? Isn't there? There's that Ricky Barber guy and the guys from Famous Cuts too, like Kyle.
You
and
just had Barlow on here.
I know, I said that.
Okay, I wasn't paying attention.
I know you don't be paying attention to me.
You're too far away.
Just
I
like a
couldn't hear you.
woman doesn't pay attention to me. Just kidding.
Did you say something?
Yeah, did I? I thought I was talking, but I can't remember sometimes.
Is this what we're supposed to be doing?
It's literally a podcast.
Oh damn.
Yeah, we're doing the whole conversation, but yeah, like we had Haynes. Haynes was, it existed.
It was there.
It was there. It happened. It happened.
It did. It happened.
Legally happened. Legally.
I mean, technically.
Did you listen to Jefferson Starship at all? Are they any good?
Were they there last night or was that the night before?
I think that was last night.
I think that was the night before.
No, they're the headline. The night before was We Are the Mummies. Was on
that
Friday.
was
Big
Thursday.
Bad Voodoo Daddy was there.
I don't fucking know, dude. I give up.
Suit Riot.
Yeah, maybe that's
The
who it was.
Voodoo first was Thursday, I think, and then Friday was the
Mummies.
Jefferson Starship.
No, Mummies. I saw somebody post Friday Mummies. I know
I
that.
don't freaking know.
Jefferson Starship, I think, was last night. Listen, either way.
Were they?
Yeah.
I can look it up, but I don't know where my phone is.
Either way, I know like almost nothing of those bands.
It was the one that was playing like the Disney songs.
Disney.
I don't know. They were playing
I'm
like
calling the
Disney.
cops. I'm calling the cops for
I would've
Disney
been
songs.
into
I don't know. It was
Yeah, right.
it was a bunch of like
There's a microphone.
I know.
You don't need to
It was
look
a
it
mic-
up.
I was looking
No.
at I was looking for my phone. Leave me
Yeah,
alone.
right. She's looking for fun.
So it was like
It's not that
a
serious.
funk band
A funk
last
band.
night.
That was Jefferson Starship, right?
Was it?
I don't know. I really don't. I'm just making shit up now. No, but they've been booking these bands, and I think that's really. I put out a
I'm just
Smasher
really
Pass. I know
glad.
you saw this, Shawn. I did a Smasher Pass. You did a pass this year. I went down there to check it out, so you guys didn't have to, and if you didn't want to. And it felt like there were like 6 rides, and like
I counted there was 7 or 8.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then like there were food vendors. There was missing a lot of food vendors this year. Like a lot of good ones that I normally have. Like it just feels like it's a shell of what it used to be.
Thursday was Here Come the Mummies.
Okay.
Friday was was Roger's Ritual and Jefferson Starship.
Okay.
Saturday was Big Bad Voodoo Daddy and Hence for Heroes.
Yeah, I was completely wrong then. Fucking, what did
See?
I see? Somebody posted it. They must have posted their "Here Comes the Mummy" thing late because I saw
A
it.
day later.
Yeah, or Facebook had just set me up there.
It was
'cause
like 2 days ago and you didn't check.
What the fuck, dude? No, I honestly I had no interest in. I went during the day with my girl just to check it out because I was like I got to go down here and see if it's
I
any
like
good.
that you went live right after you walked away from me.
Oh yeah.
Like we couldn't have done that together.
Oh yeah. Well, you were also with your like whole fam and shit. Like you guys had the whole group.
We had the
Taking
gangs
your-
all here.
Yeah, the gang's all here. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's fun. I mean, at least you guys had a good time out there. Speaking of something to do coming up here, we've got Mr. Sean Delrymple right here.
I'm going to be in the Fairly New Comedy Contest in Cleveland, Ohio, 2 weeks from yesterday. Just trying to get my name out there in different parts of the Midwest, you know, more of a following. That's one of my my goals right now is my main goal right now is to get past at the 3 major comedy clubs in Indiana.
Yeah.
If I'm going to do this for more than a hobby, that's the real first step.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, the good news is not only are you doing that in Ohio, which is coming up, you just went on stage at Helium, and we do have a little clip from that I do want to show people, so check this out. Awkward handshake.
How we doing in Indianapolis?
Woo!
As you said, my name's Shawn D. I'm from Kokomo, Indiana. And I think I'm finally starting to come to terms with the fact that I look like a masculine lesbian. My whole life I've dated women who were bisexual, and I was like, oh, that's a coincidence. No, dummy, it's because you look like the lettering softball, choir, and finger baby.
That's good, man. I remember that, like, you know, early on when you started that joke, and I can just tell like how much stage time you've got. You're really fucking coming into it, because it's the timing on that's perfect, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Really, like I said, everything changed for me when I went away from dive bar comedy and decided that the comedy clubs was where I needed to be. That video was from Indie's Funniest 2022.
Yep.
Regrettably, I didn't make the second round. A lot of people came up to me afterwards and said I got robbed. And like, as I was walking away from the venue, people were honking and all that felt great, but I'm not going to complain.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to enter next year and try to be undeniable. That's all I can do.
Yeah, the thing about most of those contests, and anybody who's even like musicians, anybody who does any stage time, is it's like if they do, I know they did like a crowd, like, oh, you have to do like by applause, and those things are always like, it does. You can go up there and say like 2 words. If you bring enough people, you're gonna go on. It doesn't really like. It's like, is it a based off of who's funny, or is it? I'm cool with the crowd being part of it, but they should be like a third of it.
Yeah, there should be a judge as well. I
Yeah.
agree, but.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not going to complain about
Depends
it.
on how drunk the crowd is.
True. It was a great experience. Really, the major thing for me that I got out of it was I got 7 minutes at the biggest comedy club in Indianapolis. Their open mic, they only let you do 3 minutes.
Hell yeah.
I got to be in the green room there for the first time. In the green room at Helium Comedy Club, for those who haven't been there, if you're a fan of comedy, it is fantastic. First of all, every comic that's come through there signs the wall. It's kind of tradition. So you have like, there's a chip in the wall where Bob Saget tried to make a glory hole and then he signed it. There's TJ Miller did a big drawing. Gilbert Godfrey wrote his name in huge bubble letters. And then right by the doors to come out, there's a wonderful message.
I got that message right here.
To all comics that say, don't bomb, but if you're going to bomb hard.
I think that's great. I love how you like threw your face on there like, hey, I'm going to take a picture with it, because that's a baller. And it's the door that you came out of in the video. So if you guys are watching, if you watch the video, if you're watching this on YouTube and you're not listening, the door he came out of is actually, this is on the other side of it. And if you see the stage, if you check it out, it's so like colorful, and on this side it's so funny that it's just white and then says that. So I think that's pretty interesting.
It's just a hallway. Like
Yeah.
it's a ramp leading up to the stage. And it's just a hallway with like your podcast studio, like cameras and microphone stands, but then you get to this room and it's just a basic room with a TV and a couch.
Yeah.
But if you're a fan of comedy, it's just like, oh wow, you know, everybody that's my hero has signed this wall. I got to put my name up there, and it was pretty great.
Especially a couple of the names that you brought up there are people who we just lost. Like we lost Bob Saget, we lost Gilbert Godfrey, right? I mean, I'm
Right.
pretty sure we lost Gilbert Godfrey.
Yeah, he died.
Very sad. And I mean, I know Gilbert Godfrey took the loss of Bob Saget really hard, and they all took the loss of Norm Macdonald really. I mean, it's like we've lost a lot of great ones recently, and it's been kind of a bummer, to be honest. But it's pretty cool that, you know, even though we lost them in like their physical form, their who they are and what they meant to us, it's still on the wall there, and you can just go in there and be like, man, they're not here anymore, but like, fuck. You know what I
Right.
mean? I went to
Very
Summit.
surreal.
I went to Summit City and I saw Dave Attell when I went to Fort Wayne, which I know you've been there. He's the GOAT, and I know you've been to Summit and been on stage there as well. And right, am I right?
Oh yeah,
Summit City.
I go to Summit City open mic most Wednesdays. I've been I got some advice recently from a good friend of mine. Shout out Jamarcus Turner Comedy. He splits his time halfway between Fort Wayne and LA, where he writes he's a comedy writer on the show Bob Hart Abishola on CBS. I got some advice from him recently that was like, he was like, you're getting so good, but you need to saturate the market. Go everywhere.
Yeah.
Go to South Bend. Go to Fort Wayne. Go to Indianapolis. Go to Bloomington. Because that's like, I need to build a following.
Yeah.
Like I said, my goals are to be passed at the major comedy clubs here in Indiana. And then after that is to build a YouTube following of at least a couple thousand, because then I plan to put out my first half-hour special on YouTube.
Oh yeah,
Diet Woke.
Diet Woke. I like that. I like the name. That name's pretty lit. And not only that, like it also, if you've got a lot of material on the wokeism stuff, it works out really well.
Well, yeah. Well, that's it's like an inside joke to me, because half my material is, hey, I'm a fat guy, and the other half is little bit woke.
Yeah, that's awesome though. It's exciting. I mean, like when I went to Summit City, we got sat, me and my fiance, wasn't my fiance at the time, but she was now, we got sat and it was right in front of Norm Macdonald, like the picture. And he's like, Norm Macdonald's like probably my favorite comedian of all time. Like it all, you know what I mean? It's like listening to music, you get a favorite band for a while and then it goes away. But Norm Macdonald's one of those ones that he always comes back in the style. And when he passed away, I was really bummed about that. But I know, I saw you had gone up at Summit City and had a good time there. And now you're going to Helium. You're kind of all over the place, man. I love it.
I don't want this to be a hobby. I want it to be my life.
Hell yeah, I love that. But I think that's the point, man.
Right.
You know, I try to when we do what we do here is we try to bring people on and have a good conversation about people who are creative and doing things, and you fit the bill to a T. Not only that, like you're trying to get to that next level. And I mean, every time we have you on, I think the great thing about every time we have you on is you've got a new accomplishment. You know what I mean? You're not just like stagnant.
I
you know
actually
what I mean?
have another one that I was gonna release to you guys all now, and I was gonna talk to Jordan after to see if he wanted to do a voice. I have a really good friend from high school. He's the recording artist Travis Spade from St. Louis. He owns this. He's also an entrepreneur. He owns Planet 13 Entertainment.
Yeah.
Me and him are making a cartoon called Gastronauts. It's about aliens from another planet who their main life source is cannabis. So the leader from their planet sends them to all the other planets to get cannabis and bring it back. But when they get to Earth, we don't want to give up our fucking cannabis. And I'm the co-writer on it, and then I'm going to do one of the main characters, the voice of one of the main characters, and then probably a couple background characters. But, I was going to talk to you about possibly doing a character.
I'm down with it. And if you need somebody to sound like Meg, you can always hit up Courtney. Fuck you, Meg. How dare you? No, I'm down. I'm always down. You know what I mean? That's the thing about me is I'm always down. You know what I'm saying? Always. It's just the opportunities, as they come. I'm never one that says no.
You down to clown?
I'm down to clown, man.
I know. And you're very animated. I thought you'd be really good as a voice for that.
Hell yeah. That's the one thing I do on the podcast that drives Brian and Courtney crazy is I try to do voices all the time and they're like, will you please stop?
I do them with you half the time.
I love it. I love it. That's the thing. Like you got to do voices. It's part of, and to me, like when you're doing a podcast, you want to hear some weird shit. I'm always trying to do that. We were supposed to do this whole thing on the 50th episode. We ended up abandoning it because we got like super ripped. And speaking of gastronauts, and we started drinking. Is we were supposed to do this thing where we were gonna like do voices of like celebrities and have them call in and happy so I was gonna do, hey, it's me, Bill Cosby. I was gonna do like, oh, that's more like Harry Carey. It's Barry Carrier. Like that's more like that. But I was gonna do
were we
Bill
gonna
Cosby.
do that?
Grave.
Yeah. Well, me and Brian were gonna do that. You weren't involved, Courtney.
I'm never involved in any of that.
I didn't want you to know about it because I was like, I thought it'd be hilarious if we're like, we got a phone call, and you'd be like, what the fuck? Like you'd be genuinely surprised.
Yeah.
And then it's like Brian and I doing terrible voices. I'm like trying to do stupid shit.
Thanks, guys.
No, but I am excited. I'm gonna bring this up one more time just because I'm in the Harvest Fest is coming up. Like I said, I know we got.
See, I'm not involved, but I'll be there.
You're involved. You're always involved. Courtney, you're always involved.
I involve myself.
She involves herself. But yeah, yesterday's ships, Dwarf Among Midgets, Resin, Rachel and Lou, P-Said, Patron. You're supposed to do something. I don't remember what it is.
I don't remember.
You're supposed to go live with Kokomo Press. I always just make her do all the work. Well, she goes and does these things and then forgets to go live, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Well, I was at the fireworks, and you're like, are you going to go live? Like, nobody wants to watch fucking fireworks.
It would be funny if, like, you were, like, riffing on it, though. You know what I mean? To go up there just talking shit about the fireworks. Like, that one was amazing.
But in the background, it'd just be Castiel going, oh my God.
That actually probably would have been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Just seeing your son do that. You know, how old is he? Is he 3?
He's 3.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. 3 years old is a really good age.
It's the fun age.
It's the age that I think that was the age I got molested. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. No, I was a little older than that. Yeah. So
They got you young.
I should have worn my boots.
I know, right? You got to wear your boots. I do like that you're wearing Crocs, though. We've made fun of your Crocs enough on this podcast that you're wearing them. He's got some nice Jordans on, or not Jordans, some Nikes on. I've got some Nikes on. We're over here steezing on you with your Crocs.
Well, it was that or my cowboy boots, and I'm like, I don't know, what's more American, the boots or the Crocs?
Well, I know one thing. I know that we've been trying to get you to go live at a lot of places, so I'm going to send you up to Detroit, Michigan on... actually, we already missed it. Damn it, we missed it. I was going to send you up to Detroit, Michigan to go to the What That Mouth Do Cucumber Suck-Off Contest.
Oh, man.
How far can you go before you choke? But no phones were allowed out, which is a bummer because we're going to have you go live there. But I was afraid that if we sent you, you'd come back with a trophy. Hey!
Nah.
There's just like 3 dudes there with their hand in their pocket.
I'm just jerking off the whole time. I think that to me, like, I don't know if
I wonder how it went.
Yeah, I want to know who won. We need to which one of these girls. This has to be like a picture.
Do you
from
have
a
to
previous,
share the
right?
cucumber?
I wonder if you're like.
That would definitely
Can I bring
make
my
it more
own? Because I have some
erotic.
growing in my yard.
Yeah, I want to know the exact length and girth of this cucumber, like, because I think that kind of changes it, right?
Yeah.
Like if it's really girthy, it's probably going to be a lot harder to take care of.
Yeah, well, also unrealistic.
Yeah, unrealistic. Unrealistic standards of beauty for men is it's
Sorry,
outlandish.
guys.
I can't appreciate that we're now being compared to a cucumber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are.
Yeah, it's true.
Always have been.
I think
too.
it's unfair. There's no pubic
Country
hairs.
girls make do.
See, that's actually where I was gonna go. I think that they should have used corn because the husk would have been more like pubic hairs. And you know, when you're sucking, you get a hair in there. You know what I mean? That would actually be more realistic to what we're doing here. I think it's unfair. You know what I mean? Cucumbers, and cucumbers vary in thickness, size, I guess. But like corn, it's just country girls make do.
Yeah.
I think that's the. That meme, I always go back to that terrible meme. You ever
So
seen
do
that?
I do it all the time. I bring that shit up all the time.
Sean's
Anybody
disgusted.
who doesn't get it, I always show it to him.
And then they
I get it.
They have the country guys make do.
I
under
tried
that
to get
shit
you to
on
let
it.
me redo the picture. You wouldn't let me.
You should. That'd be fun. It'd just be funny to do a real life.
I have corn growing in my yard. Just wait.
Courtney, I can't deal with it at all.
Well, I'm wearing overalls.
Okay, I have this video I need to show you guys, and I want to get your guys' response. I'm gonna try to pause it as it goes. I don't know how easy that's gonna be because this thing always acts weird when I try to do it. So we're gonna see if we can get it going. But this is the video. So my boy got some sparklers. He's dancing on his girl. Looking at, he's like, hey, 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 and he's having a great time. So far, what do you guys think is gonna happen next?
Somebody's gonna get lit on fire.
All right, so what do you think, Courtney?
I thought, is there fireworks in that tub behind him? Is that going to blow up?
Let's go ahead and move back onto this and let's see what happens
It's
next.
going to be something stupid.
Let's see what happens next. So he does like that thing. See, it's on fire behind him. Okay, and everybody's freaking out. And he's just, my homeboy.
He's still dancing.
He's staying strong.
He's still dancing, right? He's having a great time. He doesn't even care. He's like, listen, I gotta live my life. All right, and then we're gonna move on. So he sees that it's lit on fire in this, and then we're gonna keep going. My boy's so drunk, he's like, I don't give a fuck. He's like, I'm gonna take care of this. So he knocks on the ground. He puts it out, right? He's like, look, I got this.
What?
So homeboy puts it out on his own. He's like, listen, I'm drunk. I have some sparklers. I lit this on fire. My bad. I'm gonna put it out. So he just everybody's freaking out. He just knocks the sumbitch on the ground, just stomps that shit out. He don't give a damn. So what do you think that happens next?
He starts dancing again.
Courtney, you are a genius because my boy just goes, "Hey, I'm back to doing it again." And everybody's like, stop dancing. He's like, "Are you serious?"
I've drank enough.
He's like, "It's out."
To know.
I love it because he's like, but I put it out. And that's the end of the video.
I've been drunk enough, I know.
I just love that the guy's like dancing. He's like, hey, on his girl, accidentally lights the plant on fire with his sparkler. Then he's like, everybody's freaking out, like, oh my God, it's on fire. And my boy just goes, boom, knocks it on the ground, stomps it himself, and then goes, hey, I'm back dancing. And then everybody's like, you gotta stop dancing. He's like, it's out. I put it out. What are you guys freaking out about? He don't give a shit. That dude should win like some type of award. Like he should be on Tosh.0.
Country boy makes do.
He may do. He didn't even give a shit. Yeah. He was drunk as fuck. He was on some Mike's Variety Pack. This week's unofficial sponsor of Nobody Makes Lemonade Like Mike's Hard Lemonade. So, yeah, had to do like a...
Yeah.
Like
I love that every time I buy alcohol, I end up bringing it here for you guys to drink because I don't drink it at home.
You drink like 2 drinks and you're like shwasted.
Yeah.
Shwasted off that schmeat.
Should I drink mine?
What's your flavor?
I got hard strawberry lemonade.
Hard strawberry lemonade. I've got hard cucumber, Detroit cucumber. Oh no, black cherry, hard black cherry.
Oh my god. You're a racist.
I know. I'm still drinking a coffee though. I'm like, that's the worst part. Is like we're doing the podcast a little earlier this week.
Coffee.
We're doing the podcast a little earlier this week because we're gonna be shooting something, and so I'm like, man, at noon. We've been doing it at 2, so we moved it to noon. So.
Oh well, I'm glad you did because
hell yeah.
The family is going to Mississinawa when I'm done.
Oh shit, that's pretty baller. What are you guys gonna do? Swimming or camping or
swimming? We like to play volleyball as a family. I mean,
oh yeah,
I have 6 kids. Me and my fiance.
You have so many kids.
Yeah, so we can
you
do
could have
sports.
A team.
Yeah,
you have a whole team.
We could totally do sports.
I mean, players. No, 9.
I don't know. I don't do sports. You do sports.
I don't know. I'm not huge into volleyball because that's for women.
Know official volleyball
Why? Because
rules.
I'm a girl and I was forced to be on the volleyball.
Were you?
We always had to do volleyball.
You seem like the worst person to be on volleyball. You're like,
I'm fucking 5 foot tall. I don't know why I was even in gym class.
She said 5 foot. That's a lie. Tell them the truth.
4'11".
Okay, thank you. I just don't appreciate the lies. I'm just kidding.
Give me that quarter. I'm 4'11 and 3/4 actually.
All right, we'll give it to you. Is that why you always have platforms on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta have that extra inch.
How tall are you, Sean?
I say 6 foot, but probably like 5'10" and a half.
5'10", 6. He says 5'10", 6 feet on Tinder. I'm just kidding. You're married, right?
I'm engaged. I'll be married in March, and I think we're gonna. I'm gonna invite.
He got engaged the same day I did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna invite all of the Kokomo Press, and I think we're gonna do a comedy show.
Let's do it. I'm
at
down.
my wedding.
Heck yeah.
Cannot wait. I'm gonna write so much material on divorce. I'm just kidding.
I'm worried that it's gonna end up a roast.
Yeah, that's. Thanks for putting the idea in our head. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna roast Sean the whole time. That'll be hilarious. No, that's awesome. I love that concept. I as a musician, I'm always like, I want to do karaoke at the wedding just so I can flex and then leave. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like sing a little bit, dip out,
and then everybody will follow you out, and you're like, I've got a fiance.
Hey, listen, ladies, I've got a fiance, but I've got nothing on my finger because
yeah,
she's been asking me why I don't have a ring, and I'm like, women are the ones that have to wear the ring, and the men don't get it till they're married. And she's like, what? You should have one now, and I'm like, no, I ain't. It's like I ain't being held down yet.
We got tattoos instead.
Yeah,
I've got that Queen of Hearts tattoo on my.
Oh, that's cute. I like that. I put the ace on. I'm just kidding. I'm just gonna get the ace and not
get the ace.
Get the ace and be like, hey, guess what, guys? I win. Just kidding. That's awesome though, man. I like that. I like the concept of I always thought it was weird when people do the ring, the tattooed ring. Because it just feels like that's a setup.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, like, people got to do what they got to do.
Right.
But I like the queen thing because then you can say it's anything.
Well, yeah. Well, I figure if this doesn't work out, I'll just go gay. Queen.
Hey, it's queen. That's awesome. He's like, I'm switching teams. Switching teams to the other side. Speaking of switching teams, how you doing, Courtney?
Good. I'm straight now.
You're straight? Are you straight? Okay. The month's over. It's over.
Yeah.
You're now... This is straight Pride Month. It's 4th of July.
Yeah.
This is straight Pride Month. Everybody's like, yeah, well, in straight Pride Month. Obviously, the Toyota-thon comes up eventually. You know what I mean? That's straight Pride Month.
So Pride's over, so now I'm straight again.
So you and every other company. It's so weird. Like it's like
Right.
immediate. It's so
Yeah.
immediate too. It's not even like, hey, we're gonna wait a few days into July so nobody notices. They're
Nope.
like, no, immediately. July
Everything
1st.
is back to where it was.
Temporary. You ever seen like on Facebook they have the temporary like profile photo?
Yeah.
That's literally what it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
For the companies. Oh, I love it. I posted a joke, a SpongeBob thing that was like, oh, like Pride Month's over or June's over, can't be gay anymore or something like that. No longer gay. I was lying. I found that meme on like Twitter.
Yeah,
and I
that's
was
why
like,
I said that I was no longer gay. Thanks.
That still makes me laugh. Speaking of gay, I do want to bring this up, see what your guys' opinion on this is. Jack Harlow, you know, this lady was very mad at Jack Harlow. She said, I'm going to read it if I was Lil Nas X, Jack would have to see me outside for this. It was such an empty gesture to wear a shirt, just wear a shirt. A real friend, ally, would have turned down the nomination and not gone.
What?
And yeah, because Jack Harlow got nominated for the BET Awards.
But they're friends, so you'd think that Lil Nas X would be like, no, I'm not going to tell
Yeah.
you to stop your nomination.
Yeah, and
And
Lil Nas
also,
X shirt.
Jack Harlow has a career that he needs to worry about.
Yeah, and he does predominantly black. He's in a field that's predominantly black music. If he turns down those, he's not going to get anything.
Right.
And I mean, if the thing is, if he wins a Grammy, then people are like, oh, it's because the Grammy's so white, so there's no way to win. But then afterwards, this lady posts this thing. It was hilarious, and then afterwards, you see. Literally, Lil Nas X was like, wow, I really love this man. So I love how people were ride or die. It makes me laugh when people are like ride or die for these
Right.
celebrities, and the meanwhile the celebrities are all friends. Like, they don't give a
Yeah.
shit. Like, I'm friends with. He's like, I did a song with Jack. We're homies.
Yeah.
Like, we make out. That's what he's like. We literally make out.
They make out.
They literally make out.
Yeah.
The Karen culture is just too much.
Oh, it is.
I decided that I'm done. Like, when I go up on stage, I'm going to say whatever.
Yeah, do what you want.
Get
You should.
canceled. Do it.
That's. I mean, I've been saying that for years. I'm like, getting canceled is the best thing you can do for your career right now. Like, I mean, it depends what you get canceled over. Obviously, there are certain things you don't want to get
Yeah,
canceled
don't
for.
get
but-
canceled. Canceled.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think you can really ever get canceled. I mean, canceled, because I mean, Louis
What
C.K.
am I going to get canceled from?
I know, right? Right. You're not womanized. You got a fiance. You're almost married. You're not a bad dad. You take care of your kids. You work. You do comedy. I mean, other than the fact that you're the Red Dragon of the KKK, I don't think what anybody would. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. Not true. He's not.
That was the secret.
He's actually a
That's
witch.
why we wear masks.
You're the witch.
Don't cancel
why we
me
wear
while I'm
masks.
trying to cancel him.
I know, right? Getting canceled on the way. I'm on the way to Cancel Town. I got canceled. Sorry, had to make that joke. No, but I was just thinking maybe Jack Harlow was the horse that he took down to Old Town Road. You know, and he rode him until he can't anymore.
He did.
It was absolutely it.
Save a horse, ride a cowboy.
Save a horse, ride a cowboy. Courtney, there was this thing that you brought to me that we need to have a little conversation about. The Kokomo Tribune put out an article that was like, hey, Extension St. Vincent officials said impacted associates are being offered a comparable position at one of our many care sites, and that's because Ascension St. Vincent is closing an immediate care center. So there's like multiples. I don't know if you read the article, but there were multiple care units they've closed. And
I read it.
And you messaged me and you're like, is this the ER?
I thought they were going to close the ER. I'm like, what the fuck?
I was like, no, the immediate care would be like.
Well, I don't ever go to
It's
MedOne.
It's MedOne, yeah.
I don't ever go to MedOne.
Do you go to ER?
No, I go to the doctor.
Oh, okay. Well, what if you like are sick but you don't want to go to the ER? Like if you're and you can't get into your doctor. Do you have a doctor that just always lets you in?
Yeah.
It'd be nice. I swear, sometimes I wish I was a woman.
I totally go to MedOne. And
No,
that kinda
but my
sucks.
doctor is also
Yeah.
the doctor that birthed me from my mom. So I've had him since he knows my entire family. So
He slapped you on the ass when you were born.
yeah, he's the one that
Now he
slapped
has
me.
to slap you on the face when you
Yeah.
come in.
Yeah.
So you've been to MedOne. You've had some great experiences. You said, Shawn.
Oh no, it just kind of sucks because yeah, that's kind of where I went.
I know, right? I was talking to Shelby, my fiance, about
Well, they
it.
still have the immediate care over by Walmart.
Those
and
are
stuff.
private. So like, I
Well,
think
that's where
the
I go.
problem.
That's where I go anyway. I never went to MedOne. I always went to the one over by Walmart.
Yeah, that's the problem with those ones that are private, so they set their own rules.
Yeah.
And it's like real weird. Whereas like if you go to like MedOne, which no longer is going to exist, it's still the same rules set by like Howard. It's
Yeah.
like a community hospital. So it's like, I mean,
Well,
I've
have you
heard
seen
a lot
how
of,
many doctors and stuff are quitting from Howard?
it's bad.
Yeah.
That's actually why I don't like. I have a doctor now, but it took me a minute to get one because I was trying to get a doctor. I called Howard and I was like, hey, can I get on the list to get a doctor? They're like, yeah, we'll get you one. You have an appointment in 3 months. They gave me the date. I'm like, cool. They told me the lady's name. I was excited. I was like, finally gonna get a doctor. I did it. Self-care 2021 or whatever it was. It's like, this exciting self-care. And I went in, met with her, did the whole initial meeting, told her all my backstory, my everything. And then 3 months later, I didn't go back for a minute because obviously.
Right.
And then 3 months later, she was like, they messaged me and like, your doctor's no longer works for Howard.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Like, what the fuck, dude?
It's the same thing. I've tried to get my kids into therapy, which is like mental health is health, like whatever.
Yeah.
We make an appointment. We do all the intake stuff. We try to get in with a psychiatrist, and every week it gets rescheduled because they're either sick or they don't take my insurance anymore. Or I went through 3 or 4 different therapists for my kids.
Have you tried BetterHelp.com?
No.
Yeah, that's like an online thing.
Yeah,
Probably would work pretty
they
well.
can just FaceTime, so then sickness doesn't matter, and they take most insurance.
Okay.
And if you also have you ever tried?
Well, I tried to do 4 County, which is through the school, but because I don't have Medicaid, because I have a job and, you know.
No, they have different rules, yeah. But have you considered just taking them to church? You know, Jesus will be
God
their
is
therapist.
the therapist.
What I do is it's really cheap. What you do is you go to like Walmart and you get one of those heavy duty plungers and you just stuff all your feelings down.
Yeah.
If you stuff them down far enough, nothing. It doesn't. There's no negative impact.
Yeah.
It just they stay
if
down.
I lock them in their rooms, they like without their tablets and stuff, they won't have anything to cry about.
Yeah. Like what are they going to cry
they
about?
won't know.
Exactly.
And then maybe they'll get on stage at comedy clubs begging for strangers' attention.
I mean, true.
Who needs psychology when you can just go to TikTok and get diagnosed there? You just go on TikTok and they'll tell you exactly what you have. They're like, listen, you've got bipolar, you got DID, I don't even know what that stands for. You've got HIJKLMOP.
Dissociative identity disorder.
Listen, then that used to just called schizophrenia.
Yeah.
They just changed it. This is my problem with society. Listen, this is my old man
We've already
yelling
had
at a cloud.
we've
This is
already
my
had
problem
this
at
talk on the
society.
podcast.
Yelling at a cloud is everybody just self-diagnoses themselves, and then they change the names to everything, so you don't even know what you're like. It's like the next generation takes away, like, oh no, you don't call them that, you call them this, like, you know, the new, like, you know,
because there's a stigma to the names once they realize what the names are.
Yeah, it's
so
like
you want to change it to something that they can destigmatize.
To me, it's like double speak shit.
I have borderline personality disorder.
Yeah.
You tell that to anybody, they're like, "Oh my god, gross! I hate, like, you're insane." Nobody
but
wants
isn't
to
that
talk
just
to
bipolar?
you. It's a
Is it different?
subsidy of bipolar. It's not exactly the same.
Oh my god, here we go.
No, they're different diagnoses. Bipolar can be one of the symptoms of BPD.
Okay.
BPD is like a range of different
British
diagnoses.
Petroleum?
Yes.
Just kidding.
It's like a range of different diagnoses that you have to have like 7 of the 9 to be able to get it.
I don't think I know a single
know.
woman that doesn't have a some type of disorder that they've created. I mean, that's real.
I was
It's definitely
diagnosed
real.
this from a doctor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because doctors definitely aren't trying to prescribe you medicine in order to get money. Yeah, there's definitely. I remember when the exact same appointment I went to meet that doctor that no longer works for Howard.
Yeah.
When I walked in, I remember I watched a video like 3 months prior about like these pharmaceutical reps that bring in like. They like pay for the lunch every single like day of these doctors.
You know
and
what I
I
hate
watched
about
them
Howard?
bring in Applebee's, and I was like, damn.
You know what I hate about Howard?
What?
They are the only doctors that push allergy shots. Like, I have had allergies my entire life. I've had asthma. I've had all of these things. But anytime I go to an allergy or asthma specialist at Howard or with Howard, they're like, you need allergy shots, which is multiple shots once a week. Forever.
So it just
which
seems
we
like...
did when I was younger, and I don't see any difference then. But like that's the first thing they do. Insurance doesn't cover the testing. It was $500 to get it done, and then it's $25 every time you go in and get the shots.
Jesus.
It's ridiculous.
It does seem like they just want you on the hook forever.
They do.
They just want you on the teat.
But I've never had that happen with anybody at St. Vincent.
You know what you should do? Just go into nature, you know?
Yeah,
that's the other one. Work out. Just go to the gym, go into nature. Drink water.
Stop being allergic to things.
Stop eating like foods
Do
that
cardio.
Aren't, that
you
aren't
got
foods.
asthma, it's fine. It'll be better.
Nah, but has any of your like medical conditions gone away since you've had the surgery?
Yeah.
Is it like what's kind of chilled?
I can breathe a lot better. Like
Yeah.
my I was on a CPAP machine and I don't think I need it as much anymore.
Hell yeah.
Like, I put it on and I'm like suffocating myself because it's so strong and I don't need it.
Yeah.
So I stopped sleeping with it, but I probably should go to the doctor and have it changed.
I think I need a CPAP machine.
Hey, can I borrow that CPAP?
if you legit need one, I will advocate for you to get one because I slept so much better when I got it.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you ever did you wake up in the middle of the night like a little scared, like you almost died?
yeah.
Yeah,
Me
I probably
and-
need one.
Okay, so me and Matt went to a concert and I was really drunk and we were sleeping in the same bed together. He said that multiple times that he was still awake, I was asleep. He'd say I'd be snoring and then I'd stop and then he'd like look over and go like I wasn't breathing in my sleep. And that's why I went to the
scared the
doctor.
shit out of him,
Yeah,
huh?
he said that you almost died like 50 times.
That's that's what before I lost the weight, before I put some weight, and I put a little bit on just because I haven't been working.
Right.
But I'm chilling out now. But I was before I'd lost that like 50, 60 pounds that I lost. Shelby said that in the middle of the night she would hear the same thing. I'd be like, I'm gasping for air.
Yeah.
It freaked her out, and it's such a weird thing. You having
And
that
I was-
issue?
Yeah.
And I was constantly like, I would wake up with like my throat hurting, or I would wake up and
Yeah.
I'd feel sick. Like
Hoarse.
I smoked an entire pack of cigarettes
Yep.
before I went to bed, and now it's like it's so much easier without it.
Yeah.
Or using it.
It's pretty insane.
Like everybody makes fun of me, but I'm like, I love this damn machine.
Well, you gotta quit using it. You probably don't need it anymore. You really have like you told me something the other day. I don't know if you're trying to throw it out, if it's official yet.
What?
That thing that you sent me about.
Oh, that's fine.
Is it official yet? Have you?
No, I didn't. No,
we'll just hold it off then.
I ate a cheeseburger.
So
at
now
the
you
fair.
put 10 pounds on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're coming up on being down 100.
Yeah,
which is what
I was
we're talking
99
about.
the other day. I
99
was down
pounds. That's
99 down.
awesome.
It's great. And I mean, it's not even been a year. Like
No.
that's and I mean, like it's been like what, 8 months? Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
No, it's not been 8 months yet. It's almost 8 months.
Almost 8 months. Well, I knew,
Yeah.
closer to 8 than it is to 7.
Right. Well, I'm measuring by months, and I'm
Okay.
still at 7. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm still at 7.
That's awesome.
I measure by inches, so I'm still at 2.
If you have surgery, your dick gets bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, they used to say like for every 10, 15, 20 pounds you
No.
lose, or you get an inch of dick, and I'm like, damn, I've lost 50 pounds, and I mean,
Yeah.
I'm still at that 2.5. I'm trying to get 3. I've been working hard. Just kidding.
It's 2 3/4
Just
now.
doing 3/4.
I have a cousin that actually, my aunt died. His mom died about 8 years ago of complications from diabetes. And since then, he's lost 155 pounds. And he looks so good, but he's got the loose skin, and he's been trying. He's wrote Dr. Oz and Dr. Miami. He lives in Florida. Dr. Miami and everybody trying to get the surgery because like he just can't afford the surgery to get, the skin.
Probably a
tight.
lot harder to get that shit. Not trying to be rude, but it's probably a lot harder because I know a lot of people that lose like a bunch of weight, or even if they do like the lap man or any of that, they'll go to Instagram and they'll get a bunch of followers from it, and then they'll get basically put on one of these shows, and then they get it. and
Insurance
that's kinda-
covers skin loss surgery.
Do
or
they?
Skin removal.
Well, it depends on what insurance you have.
Well, like because I had the surgery, I don't know if it's like normally.
Yeah.
But like I know that if you like document like if you have any like rashes or like chafing or anything like I don't, but I will make them up and take pictures. And
If you're watching this and you're the insurance adjuster, she's joking. She
I'm
actually has
joking. I
them.
don't make it up. I have lots of rashes all over me, everywhere.
Yeah, just
But,
in,
like-
her, in her pelvic region. It's weird.
Yeah,
how it's
like
I'm
it's
just-
not chlamydia.
It's definitely not. crabs.
Definitely not.
It's
any
bald,
type
so
of-
it's not. If there's no crabs, it's definitely because it's bald down there. It can't be that. I'm just kidding.
It's from the waxing.
It's from the wax. Ingrown hairs everywhere. It's like my face. I trimmed a little bit of my beard up for the podcast today. You guys are welcome, by the way, because I know you guys are worried about it. You can't
Yeah.
even see like high def enough probably to see it, but I trimmed a little bit down, so I was like, I gotta look handsome today, wearing my North Face shirt and pants. I got the North Face pants.
You're supposed to wear your red, white, blue outfit.
Listen, this is
out of
This
you.
is as American as I get. Okay, just kidding. I serve this country, so I can do what I want.
Are you
I
gonna
can
wear?
do what I
You should
want.
wear your
Full
uniform.
Navy uniform.
Yeah, do it, please. Do it.
How dare you? How dare you?
That actually brings up a question for me because I'm like, I don't know if you're going to be like sensitive to this, but I'm not a really big fan of like these nationalist people who are like, oh, America, we did this, we did that.
Yeah.
No, you sat on your couch.
It's like we didn't do shit. Well, here's my thing. As a service or prior service member, I guess veteran, whatever you want to call it. I'm like, I think I'm closer to like that than most people, because most people, you know, they're like the people that are like super like, yeah, America, fuck yeah, I'm fucking, those aren't veterans. Those aren't people that have dealt with America. Those are people that live here, have gotten all the freedoms, and haven't ever had any of the responsibilities, in my head anyway. And I mean, you can be patriotic without thinking that the government's perfect. Like, that's, you know, as we know recently with a lot of the shit that's happened in the last, you know, 5 years even, like, we've had so much bullshit government wise that, you know what I mean, how can you be happy with any
It's definitely falling apart.
And I'm anti. If anybody knows me, I'm like completely anti-government. Like, that's why, like, the Roe v. Wade thing, that's why I'm like in the middle of it. And I always say I'm in the middle because I am pro-choice, but at the same time, I don't think that the federal government has any right to tell women anything. I think the states should be smart enough not to tell women to do. I think nobody should tell anybody to do anything, unless they're killing somebody or doing something seriously bad. Like leave us alone.
My biggest thing is I don't like the fact that like religion is such a big part of everything, because there's so many different religions and so many people that are like not religious. But like,
can I ask you a question? Do you think wokeism is kind of a religion now? Do you think like the idea that like, because like, you know, you ever heard of original sin, right? That's like the big Christian thing is, or like Jewish or any of the original sin is what happened with Adam and Eve. Like, we've done something, like, you didn't do it, but the beginning man did something, and now we're all paying the price for what that person. Doesn't that feel like what like the idea of white privilege is? Isn't that original sin? Like, oh, you didn't have slaves, but your ancestors did, so you have to pay for. To me, it all feels like it's a religion. I think if we all just step back and worried about individually what we're doing, stop focusing on what your neighbor's doing, and stop focusing, you know, other than if they're hurting you. That's where I get down to, like, that's the individual liberty part of, I think the founders originally
religious
thought
freedom
of.
is for you to be able to practice your own religion.
Yeah.
And not worry about what other people are doing.
Yeah. It's none of their business. It's none of your business what they're doing.
You're trying to get yourself into heaven. Why does it matter if the person down the street that's married to a man?
I think that's the proselytizing or whatever they call it. I think that's what you say.
Prophetizing?
No, proselytizing. It's like where like religious people are like, they're called to bring people to God.
Oh,
and it's like Mormons, like I read something recently that was like the Church of Latter-day Saints has like, you have to spend a certain amount of hours per month out like witnessing.
Are Mormons even really people?
Now they're second class people. They're crazy. I think of like some of the thing, like the sheet between, is that them, or is that like the Hasidic Jews? Like somebody has like a sheet, like you have to have a sheet between when you have sex. It's like so many weird things.
Or no, is it Mormon? I think
it might be Hasidic Jew. It might be Hasidic Jew. There's a lot of weird religious things.
I know the Mormons have the special underwear that you have to wear.
Really?
Yeah.
What's so special?
That's so special.
I don't know the specific underwear, but I know like the women have to wear specific like underwear, and men.
It's not much different than like the Muslim idea of like the garb on the face.
Right.
Is it like Monday, Tuesday, so he knows which girl he's staying with?
No, they're like ceremonial garbs.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like some weird shit. I mean, there's a lot of weird religious stuff like that in general. And that's why I think like if you want to do that shit, by all means, but like no. Like it shouldn't be national. And the idea that anything, you know, the idea that any religion has say over anybody else's life is weird.
It really does.
Because it's like the whole idea of specifically Christianity is faith and like choosing to give your life. Like that's like you need to give your life to Jesus.
I've seen so many posts about like how God was like, he found these people that sinned and then he forgave them and sent them to heaven. Yeah. But yet he didn't try to change them for their sins. He forgave them for their sins. Like,
you have to like part of like the spiel is repentance. Yeah. So like it's like you need to not only do you need to like be forgiven, you also need to like, you can be forgiven for your sins, but you have to like change. So it's like you can't keep sinning. It's
I don't know. God killed his son. Might as well kill yours.
You did it. You did the talking point. Oh my God, I love it. I mean, I honestly have no issue with most of it, other than like it's like one person says it, and then now you have 25,000 other people saying it, and it just keeps like the same fucking. It's just like any joke. It's like when they get regurgitated to the point where I'm like, I want to throw myself off a fucking cliff right now. It drives me insane. But I do think it's pretty crazy that people like this are the ones that are making the laws. People that will literally, first off,
Did you get on my grandma's page?
again, yeah. She told me, she sent this in to me. She said, I would like to buy chairs if you still have them. And not realizing when she did that, she sent it to herself. So she wasn't saying it to somebody else, she was saying it to herself. And then she said, like over a month later, I don't have any chairs for sale. Never did. Sorry. Talking to herself a second time. And I'm just like, what the fuck happened here? Obviously, like, did she send it to herself or did she send it to somebody else and never replied and then she replied?
No,
I don't know.
She said, like, since there's no little blue, so she would have sent it to someone else.
Yeah.
And then someone else didn't answer, so she sent it again,
And then
answering
thought she was
herself.
answering herself, thinking that it wasn't from her.
So it was the lady sending it to someone else, and the other person screenshot it.
When those people go, you know what I mean? The world's going to be a little bit better, I think. Than against your grandma.
You'd like to think so, but you know, I just
feel like
don't
it's
know.
just getting worse.
Yeah.
I just don't know.
Yeah, Sean, you know, when you're not optimistic, I'm not optimistic. You know what I mean? You got to be optimistic on this, man.
Well, now the millennials are all the enemies.
I'm not. Yeah, and exactly. I'm an elder millennial. I just turned 37 this year. Like,
Damn.
my body's falling apart, and I hate my Everybody always hated my generation. Now I hate us, and it's just like, man, here we are, another day. And then you could do the old thing and be like, oh, I'm gonna move to Canada. It's not much better there.
No, it's probably worse. As far as like freedom goes, it's like seems like it's worse up there with everything that's going on.
But there's free healthcare.
Yeah, I mean, you can make sure you go to the doctor before you fucking can't do anything.
Right.
It's weird to me. Like there was a what was it? There was like a huge. I don't even want to talk about it 'cause I can't remember. But I know there was like this big court case where like a comedian had made a joke and somebody got offended, and then the comedian got sued because it was about it was like about an identity that person belonged to, and they actually had to do jail time. A comedian did jail time because of
Where?
a joke offended in Canada.
Oh.
So I'm saying freedom's over. We're going to go ahead and close Freedom down for the rest of the... I know it's July 4th weekend. You guys are having a great time. You just had Haynes. You're lighting off fireworks. Half of you lost fingers. But, you know, freedom's over, so that's good.
We're done with freedom.
Well,
Freedom's
I
up.
had, since the last time I'd been here, I mean, the whole Will Smith, Chris Rock thing.
Oh, yeah.
And then the Dave Chappelle thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's... You can't even... It's like you can't even tell jokes. And I'm not sitting here to complain because, like, it's... What I get to do is definitely a privilege,
Yeah.
but it's I don't mean these things. Like,
Yeah.
I might say things that are a little off the wall, but it's just meant for you to forget about your problems for a little bit, not to cause them.
Yeah, check your problems at the door. Nobody wants to. I think that's one of the things too when it comes to comedy is people want to take it as like a statement. We had a conversation about this earlier about the difference between like comedy being like this is a joke or this is a statement. And a lot of comedy nowadays, like specifically like Nanette with what's her name? You know what I'm about? Is it Tig Notaro?
Oh,
No,
Tig
Tig Notaro's a
Notaro.
different lady. The lady I can't. They all have these like new comedy specials, and then the comedy specials they're like it's like wokeism stuff. Like I'm telling you the story about the time I was RAPED'd, or I'm telling you the story about this, and it's like normally you would do that, and then somewhere there's a joke, but they're literally just talking. They're like giving a lecture to people. And there's a time and place for that, but when you do that in comedy, you start to blur the line between is this a joke or is this a
Right.
statement, and then people get confused, and then now everybody thinks every joke is a statement. If you know, and I mean, as much as like when you bring up the Dave Chappelle thing, like let's go back to the Chris Rock thing. That was clearly a joke. He didn't mean that. Like in the way that Will took that or whatever, he didn't mean it that way. But with the Dave Chappelle thing, he got tackled by a fan, and a lot of it had to do with the fan just was obsessed with him, right? Like that's kind of what happened.
Well, I've been in a really bad relationship before where like I did anything to make her happy, my ex-wife, and I can see exactly what happened there. In my heart, what happened there was not about Will being offended by a joke. It was more about her saying, you better do something.
Yeah. You can kind of see that in the eyes of Jada being like, listen, Will, if you want some of this bald-headed blowjob later, you better get it down. And
Well,
he's like,
have
"I
you
gotta
seen
do
the
it."
other videos where she's like very manipulative
Oh,
to
yeah,
him?
yeah. Yeah, the one where like I know there was that one specifically where like she like was like doing like we're gonna have this therapist on that
she's,
help
like,
save our
recording
marriage,
him
and he's like, first off, this is my bread and butter. This is how I make my money. You can't just film me without asking. Like it's
Right.
completely non-consensual, and it's like as a woman you should understand how important consent is, and
Right.
as a man you should too. Everybody should understand, but like it just feels like in that situation she did not care about his consent at all.
No.
At all, not one bit. I feel bad. I mean, that's the thing about will is like obviously everybody. That's the thing. You're free to make whatever choice you make, but you're not free from the backlash or the consequences. And I feel bad for him now after all this time because it's kind of like, bro, like he, you know what I mean? He just made a decision, split moment that he probably was going to regret forever. Because I mean,
Right.
that was his moment. He was winning an Oscar and shit.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of comedians talk about it. You know what I mean? Some of them have been, like pro Will, like not pro Will, but kind of like I get where he's coming from, but he shouldn't have hit Chris. And then but most of them are like all pro Chris because it's like, damn, you don't just hit a comedian like that.
Right.
And then the backlash, like you said, or the aftermath of that is the guy storming the stage and trying to tackle Dave Chappelle or whatever, which is insane. You know what I mean?
He got beat up.
Yeah. He got beat up by Jamie Foxx. Everybody's like, Jamie Foxx got a couple kicks in there. Like, throwing it out there. Speaking of kicks, I do want to bring this up. I know this is kind of a bummer, but anyway, I do need to talk a little bit about this. I saw this on the Kokomo Scanner this last week, and I kind of got pissed off because I'm kind of sick of kids nowadays beating each other up at the park. And I have an 11-year-old, almost 12-year-old son who goes to Highland Park, and he don't like to go there anymore for this specific reason.
My fiance won't let my kids go to Foster Park.
Yeah, it's like Foster, all the parks now. It's like you literally cannot go to a park because there's all these kids that are picking on other kids, and it's like
I feel like my kids don't get to live the life that I did.
Yeah.
Like I was their age and I was like running the streets all the time. Like
Yeah.
I would ride my bike to my friend's house, like, and I can't do that with my kids. I
Yeah.
can't.
I would see that's my thing is like I was doing that with my son. I was letting him ride his bike around and do all this stuff, and then
Kids are supposed to be able to do that kind of stuff.
But what I ended up finding out was the kids that are picking on the kids, the ones that are Highland Park that are a group of kids that are picking on, they all have mopeds. So even if you have a bike and you're trying to get away, you're gonna catch up to you pretty quick. So you really don't have like a way to get away.
They're in the
Where
scooter gang.
it's like and I know they're not old enough because you have to have like a license now to
I
drive
think you have
those
to be
things.
like 16, don't you?
Yeah, and I know these kids aren't old enough, but nobody's asking, nobody's giving a shit.
Right.
And I it's like if you're a group of kids, we need more police presence in the
We
park.
do. We really
We just do. We're seeing this. We've got a police officer.
We have the shootings. We have the kids getting beat up. We have all this shit going on, and then everybody's gonna go after all those people on their way to the concert.
See, so that shit that happened at Kokomo Beach, it started at Foster, and then it moved to Kokomo Beach. And then since then, at Kokomo Beach, now they have a police officer that checks bags and all that stuff when they go in, which makes sense. But then it shows you because I haven't seen a single
There's nobody
cop
at the park.
And the reason why is because they're not protecting money there. They're protecting money when you're talking about like after Haynes. I saw after Haynes there was a huge fight at the tennis courts right afterwards. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
No, it was during the fireworks.
During the fireworks.
Yeah.
It's a good time to fight, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like there's nothing more America than
Well,
getting a
I
couple
saw it
dicks
as
in.
we were
Pretty
leaving, and it said an
cinematic.
hour ago, so I'm assuming it was either during or right before.
I have a feeling it was right after
Okay.
because I mean,
Because I saw it on my phone as we were leaving. So,
Yeah.
And it said like 20 minutes ago.
I guess that's what happens when you mix like America, fireworks, alcohol, freedom, and people drinking
Really
super
bad
ham.
Well,
bands.
like to kind of parlay off this, it's a catch-22 because like, oh, make sure your kids are active,
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
where can our kids go be active?
Where they're not getting threatened with like getting jumped.
So it's like,
I
I'll
have
put
like
another
I can't let my
$100 in
kids
your
go do
Fortnite
stuff without
account.
me. Like I can't.
Yeah. Well, you also have little girls. Like you had girls.
I mean, when you're older than yours.
Yeah. But you have girls, and then you have Castiel, who's a young
Yeah.
boy. But like you mostly have like that'd be a little more. As daughters in general, it scares me just because people nowadays don't give a shit.
There were these two. Alexis was wearing her little like razor skates that go on the back of your shoes, and when you like stop, it has sparks.
Yeah.
So she was getting all kinds of attention from other kids. These two girls come up, and they're like, "Can you come hang out with us?" And she's like, and my mom told the other kids no, she's hanging out with her family. And I was like, "Did you know them?" She said no. Then the girls come back and say they were looking for somebody, but it wasn't somebody, it was an illegal substance. And I'm like, okay. And they said it was just a vape. I'm like, okay, well, you just asked my daughter if he wanted to hang out. Like,
Yeah. You can't trust anything.
I can't.
I don't know. It sucks because these vapes, like, I think that it should be, like, it sucks because these kids are getting vapes. It just is what it is. Yeah. And there are people that literally will just throw their vape out half smoked because they're like, oh, it's not hitting great. And these kids are just grabbing. It's just like cigarette butts when we were kids. It's no different.
Just like when I was like 13 stealing my mom's cigarettes out of her pack. Like,
absolutely. Or like when you're like 33 stealing cigarettes out of your mom's pack.
Yeah.
Like that. Just kidding.
But I tell her
right now you tell her, hey, I took some cigarettes from your shit.
Yeah.
You smoke anymore, do you?
No.
No, I thought so. Yay, congratulations.
I mean, I have this. So is it really any better?
I mean, to me it is, because there's no yellow ceilings. I remember that. You go to everybody's family's house, and if they smoke in the house, it was like all like yellow.
I remember being young, and we'd go to my mom's ex-husband's family's house, and they were all sitting in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very asthmatic.
Yeah.
I'm a very asthmatic child and adult.
Yeah.
And we were sitting in the kitchen. Everybody was chain smoking.
Yeah.
And that was the house I went to go clean up. And like when I went to clean that up, like the ceiling, we were taking the ceiling tiles down. It was disgusting. Like I was bleaching the ceiling tiles, and it looked like mold like coming off, but it was just cigarette smoke.
Yeah. Yeah, I that's one thing when I was a kid, like getting hot box on the way to Indy. Like anytime we drove anywhere for a little bit, you're getting hot boxed by your parents.
My mom and me in the back of the Blazer. My mom's like, "We got the windows cracked this much."
Yeah, I'm like, thanks a lot. And the winter was the worst because you knew like you're gonna be cold and you're gonna be not
covered in ashes.
Yeah. Do you have this thing where it's like a nostalgic smell to you? Like you wake up in the morning and you smell nicotine, and you're like, "Mommy."
Mom,
when I was pregnant with Castiel, like, you know how your senses get heightened, like, and I can't smell normally, so like everything smelled like cigarettes, and I hated it. Ooh. Like my neighbor would be outside smoking, and I would smell cigarettes, and I hated it.
That's what Shelby said, that like she stopped smoking when like during pregnancy. She was like, I'm done. She like weaned herself off, and she hasn't smoked for over 2 years. Congratulations to her.
Good job.
But she stopped smoking.
When I stopped.
Yeah.
I haven't smoked since I closed my car door to come.
He's like over here like shaking, like, yeah, I haven't smoked in a while, guys.
See, that's why I have the vape, because I can do it inside.
Hey, use your microphone, you little weirdo.
But also, you guys,
I moved where I'm sitting, so
talking about the kids and the vaping. See, I feel like I'm the chair of this, because my 6 children are 18, 17, 15, 14, 11, and 8. So everybody's trying to vape at my house and thinking that we don't know what's going on, and then we'll take them away, and then, oh, we were vaping, I was vaping, he was vaping. And of course we let our 18-year-old daughter vape. She's 18, make her own decisions.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's a big thing in my house. Oh, I didn't ask to borrow the vape. No, I didn't borrow the vape.
Well, I'm still 33, and my grandma just found out I had a vape.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Didn't she watch the podcast? That's all you do in her.
No, she
puff clouds.
I had it when we were camping, and that first night we went camping, it was freezing, and I was like, hey, you want to come visit us and bring us some more blankets? And she's like, why you guys got vapes everywhere? And I'm like, so I don't smoke cigarettes. She's like, what? So I'm the 33-year-old that's still hiding cigarettes and smoking from my family.
And disappointing your family.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I do think that like the vapes, it's great that kids aren't smoking cigarettes, because I think obviously there's way worse chemicals in the vapes. But now the vapes are like, it's almost like easier because it doesn't really affect you as much. So like you almost feel like, it's no big deal. I'll just hit the nicotine and move on. Right. Like I've considered, I'm like, maybe I should pick it up, you know?
You shouldn't.
No?
Well, it's also harder for the parents. Like
you can't smell it.
Yeah.
I remember hiding in my bedroom with my I had like a little penny box.
Oh God.
From Claire's, and I used to use it as an ashtray. My mom would walk in and be like, why is it so smoky in here? And I'd be like, because I'm burning incense. No incense burning.
No incense.
Like
now it's like, oh, do I smell Fruit Loops? Who's vaping?
Yeah.
Who's vaping? Somebody's in the house. Cotton candy. Either one of you guys is vaping, or you're getting molested by a clown. Which one is it? I need to figure out who it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the worst. I'm excited, and my son's about to be 12, so I know I'm getting ready to be in for a fucking treat. Because he don't listen to shit. You know, 12-year-olds don't think they...
My son is 3, and it is completely different than having daughters.
Oh yeah, it's like a whole
Bro, like we're trying to potty train.
Oh yeah.
And I was just telling Shelby, like, he pulls it out everywhere.
Oh yeah.
He will open the back door and like pee right outside the door.
Oh, that doesn't change.
I don't.
We still do.
Oh yeah. Yeah, don't check that corner over there. I'm just saying, that's the pee corner.
Like I just got him to stop pooping outside.
I love it. I love you're raising like a little man, and you're like, I've already raised like 2 kids to the point where they're like good, and now you like started over
with a boy.
With a boy, and it's like that's a whole different ball game, bro.
Like, oh my god,
you're
I
like
thought I was
it.
done.
You thought you were done, and then you're like, no, I'm just gonna save the hardest for last. Yeah, boys are definitely the most difficult to raise. I mean, I
love him so much, but he's such a pain in the ass.
That's the great thing about Jackson is he's the exact opposite. He doesn't want to pull it out at all. I'm like, bro, you gotta go. Like he does. Like we've been trying to potty train. He's over 3 and he needs to start using the restroom, but he won't. He like, you put him on the toilet, and he cries the whole time. He doesn't want to be there. He's like, what? I'm like, what happened? What happened that makes you hate the toilet?
See,
bro?
like Alexis hated the sound of the toilet flushing, so she would never use the bathroom like in the public toilets. And we just got our potty trained, you know.
Yeah, finally. What is she, 12?
Yeah.
Yes. Another successful journey to the potty training mountain. No, I always thought I was really good at potty training, but really it was just Nathaniel and the girls. Like I was potty training girls, and it's so much easier in my opinion to potty train a girl because they're not operating like a piece of machinery. They're just sitting down.
He's realized that he can like aim it at stuff.
Oh yeah. It's a game.
Oh my god.
Maybe you should put something in the toilet, like aiming.
No, he's fine. He'll do. He sits on the toilet backwards. See,
straddling it.
Like we tried the whole like bribery thing where like candy and stuff. He loves the positive reinforcement stuff. Like he'll use the bathroom and he'll be like, I pooped. So we all have to go look.
Yeah.
Me, the girls, his dad. Like we all go in there. We're like, oh my god, it's so cool.
Amazing.
That's the best poop I've ever seen.
That's how you'll get him not to vape. Just be like, oh my god, you haven't vaped? So good.
Yeah.
Good job.
Like he loves it.
Yeah.
And my dad's like, why did he peed his pants like 3 times? I'm like, did you have a party every time he peed? Like that's what you gotta do.
You have to throw him a fucking shindig.
Yeah. We have to like have the potty dance and stuff.
Oh, that's hilarious. I love it. Well, I do want to. We are getting close to about the end here. We gotta wrap things up. I do want to throw back up the Harvestfest 8 things. I'm gonna be there. Brian's gonna be there. Courtney will be there watching. But the main event will be Sean D. Do you go by Sean D on stage now?
Yeah, I go by Sean D because I feel like I've been to so many open mics where people like butchered my last name.
You're
and
just like, I'm done.
Yeah, it's easier to just go by Sean D. And it worked for Christina P, right?
Yeah. Christina Przensky.
But I'm really excited. I have some questions. First of all, like, is it going to be like bands and then us?
I think what it's going to be...
3 bands, us, 3 bands.
I think that's how it's going to be. It's going to be the first 3, and then we're going to go up and do our thing, and then it's going to be the last 3.
That's awesome.
He asked me how we wanted to do it. I
feel like that's the best way.
Yeah, I think if we do, because the bands that are playing earlier are like smaller bands. They're like I think Rachel and Lou and Patron. I don't know. Patron's got like a full set, but they're like, I think Rachel and Lou is like 2 or 3 people. Patron is 2 people. Peacehead is 2 people. So they're easily to move in and out. So it ain't going to be that big of a deal. And they're more like they're not as hard. Whereas like Yesterday's Chip is like a punk band. Dwarf is crazy resin. Dwarf is like a punk / crazy. There's some metal elements. And then Resin is metal. It's like super hardcore. So like to me, I think us being between those is going to be pretty good. And then they just want to add some more elements to it. And I think the idea of like doing.
I like that there's going to be comedy because I never get to go see comedy.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Well, it's funny when Matt texted me to ask me to be on this. I was on my way to a show and so I'm driving down 31 like 80 miles an hour and my phone goes off, and I always hate that because like I don't want to check it, but then you're like,
what if it's important? Yeah.
So I like look at it and he's like, oh, do you want to be a part of this show? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, that's kind of short and to the point. And I'm like, sorry, man. I'm going to a show right now.
I'm driving. That's hilarious. Yeah, that sounds about right though. But I mean, when we talked about it, when Matt hit me up and he said, "Hey, do you want to? Should we add comedy to the Harvestfest this year?" I'm like, "Hell yeah!" And he's like, "Do you think you would do it?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "You and Brian." He's like, "Do you have anybody else?" And I'm
I like that you're
Shawn.
still going to be involved because Matt doesn't want to play 2 band shows.
I know, because he doesn't
So-
want Greg Arden to play because he is already playing with Dwarf, and it's like Dwarf's 1 show a
Yeah.
year, so it's like hard for me to be like, "Bro, come on!" Like
And
Greg
you guys
Arden.
played both, but he did both of them last year.
2
so-
years ago, yeah.
Was it 2 years ago?
Yeah, it's 2 years ago. We didn't play last year, and then we're not gonna play this year. It's a bummer because like I really enjoyed playing that, and I'd like to play again. But at the same time, like it's Dwarf's
But you
one
still get
show.
to do something now too. So.
Yeah, I'm
gotta
excited
be involved.
to go up there and be
You
sweating
get your
bullets.
attention.
I still want to see Gray's Garden. Last time you guys had a big show, I had a show the same day.
Yeah, it happens, man. We're gonna get something in Kokomo. I know we're doing we have a cover set for a Halloween that we're gonna do in
awesome.
October.
I'm really excited about it.
But I think we switched it up. We're no longer doing Bayside, as you know. But we haven't released what we're doing yet. But we're gonna do Bayside. I know. But the band we're doing, you're gonna like too. I'll tell you off air. Can't tell you on air because we got to keep that.
Cool,
We got to keep
cool.
that in. But I'll let you know about it. But yeah, we've got a lot going on. And then I don't know why I'm doing this, but yeah, we have a lot going on with Harvestfest. So please, if you guys want to check out Shawn D in the flesh, obviously he's got a couple of things going on. So don't forget that. You can also
But
see him in
also,
Ohio.
as always, Shawn D, Instagram.
Hell yeah.
Shawn D is funny on Instagram. Shawn D is funny YouTube. And I just bought the rights to SeanDisfunny.com.
Hell yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, he's
You're
the whole
doing
thing.
things.
I tried to buy the rights to the KokomoPress.com, but I'm pretty sure the Kokomo Post already bought it. Yeah, so if you hear this, Drew Larison, hit me up and give me my fucking website, and then we'll be cool.
I like that we
What?
put the website and it always goes to their page so they get blamed first.
I know, right? That's the same thing with like I made that joke like Kokomo Mingle, and like
Yeah.
they took that too, or yeah, it was like Kokomo Mingle or whatever. They took that and made that direct to their page too, which is so weird to do. Like it's a joke. It's like to them it's like, haha, we took this, and I'm like, I was never gonna buy that. I was
Yeah.
never gonna buy Kokomo Mingle. Like, but I guess for him, he probably gets a deal like if you buy 10, get 2 free or something like that.
Yeah.
They do enough websites and stuff, but that's not really our avenue. We're all about comedy. We're about making jokes, which is why we have Shawn D, comedy extraordinaire, stand-up comedian, great person. Check him out. Check out
Writer,
his social
actor.
media. Writer, actor. He's also where are you in that one? Shawn does Dallas. Shawn does Debbie. Debbie does Shawn. I'm just kidding.
No, I would never do porn. I don't have a butt at all. It's like negative butt. Look like a frog has
Hank Hill.
pants on.
Hank Hill.
Like the
God
frogs.
damn
with
it,
their butts
Bobby.
out.
So I would never do porn. I mean, I'm not one of those guys that's like super. Oh, my penis. No. I mean, if you want to see it, just ask.
It's there. You're gonna Bobby Lee it.
We'll just give it to you for free. You're not gonna buy it.
Yeah. And make sure you follow my OnlyFans, of course. I'm just kidding. I don't have one of those. Couldn't afford it. But anyway, yeah, I'm so happy that you were able to come over here and do it. I was excited when you went on at Helium and you were able to get that. It's like the biggest stage in Indiana. It's huge. And I mean, I know it didn't work out perfectly the way you wanted it to, but at the end of the day, like, these things never work out the way you want them to.
No, it was just for me. It was the experience.
Hell yeah.
And also, Helium's been the place that I've been afraid of. Like, am I ready? And I think it showed myself that I am ready for Helium. And so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try and cover my undies here.
My bad. I keep forgetting that Angle shows underwear. Yeah. He's got.
I'm glad it's not me this time.
At least they're cool underwear though. They do look pretty cool.
My fiance got mad at me because we went to Hang Time in Indianapolis. It's like a sneaker and clothing store.
Yeah.
So I made her go there, and she hates stuff like that because it's like kind of in the janky of Indianapolis. Speaking of the janky of Indianapolis, I know I'm going off on a rant here, but I did this open mic called the Chicken and Chuckles open mic in East Indianapolis, and I was one of 2 white people in the whole place.
Oh yeah.
But the jokes, they loved the jokes, they loved the comedy. It was all love. It was great. But so back to the Hang Time thing. We went to Hang Time, and I buy their Ithaca underwear, and they're $25 for one
shit.
pair. And she gives me fits all the time about my obsession with clothing and sneakers.
Yeah.
She's like, $25 for a pair of underwear. I could have got 7. And I'm like, yeah, but
That's
make
5 for
my junk look
$35
nice.
at Victoria's Secret. You know what I mean? 5
We don't
for
have a
35.
Victoria's Secret
Yeah,
anymore.
you can still buy them online.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can drive. Well, he drove to go to Hang Time.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
you can drive to Indy to do that.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Shelby just threw out a bunch of underwear, and I was like, "What? Maybe I should make a post that's like, hey, any creepy guys want some of Shelby's
I'll
underwear?"
take Shelby's underwear.
She's like, "I'll take 12." I was like, I would post them and be like, "Hey, if anybody wants some of Shelby's underwear, let me know." And then whoever responds, I just make her block them. I sell it to him, but then she has to block them.
Me.
You know what I mean?
It'd be
Good
me.
idea, actually.
I know, right? A quick buck, and then a block, and then I know who the creeps are on her, on
It's
her
me.
Facebook. It's you.
It's me.
It's just Courtney the whole time.
It's just me.
Courtney makes like 12 different Facebooks. I'm just blocking fake Facebooks. It's just students.
She ends up with all the
Shelby, give me your
underwear and a
panties.
little-
Give me your panties. They're all like old, like Victoria's Secret ones, because she got new ones and she's gained weight and lost weight since the pregnancy. She's just like, I don't need these anymore. I'm like, baller, you know what I mean? I got some. I told her to make me like one of them, like a baby blanket for me to sleep with at night. Like,
Do it. I got a sewing machine to tomorrow.
sew them all together, and I'm just sitting there like, it smells like Christmas.
Patchwork of America.
The problem is when the baby grabs it, and I'm like, no, don't use that blanket. It's like, you've lived there long enough. You got 9 months.
It's mine again.
It's mine again. Then she got her tubes tied, so I was like, boom. Now it's all mine.
Yep.
No more babies.
She don't gotta worry about the abortions.
I know, we were sick of doing them. Anyway, thank you guys for checking out the Kokomo Press Podcast. I'm Jordan Granger.
I'm Courtney.
Sean Delrymple.
Check them out everywhere you can find them. We love you. Thank you guys for having us. We love you.
Bye.
Bye. 2 kisses. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Kokomo Press Podcast. We really appreciate you. Check us out on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram, on all the social medias you can find us on. Or, if you want to, listen to us on Spotify, Apple, or, of course, our full video podcast is located on YouTube, the Kokomo Press. Don't forget about us. We won't forget about you. We love you. 2 kisses.